Russell Gahagan here from Russell's Fishing Tech, and we're going to do an on-the-water fishing report. Today is Wednesday, April 7th. This is something I'm going to try to do weekly going forward, and I'm going to try to do it in a bunch of different locations. Of course, we'll do it in Sheboygan, probably more than anywhere else, but I'm going to try to get to some other ports and do some on-the-water fishing reports as well. So I was out here this morning with my buddy Clark and my daughter Lily, and we were doing a little brown trout fishing. So we fished north of Sheboygan up by the golf course area in about 10 to 15 feet of water. And we fished a program that I talk about for brown trout all the time. We fished some planer boards and then some mini slide divers, and we had a great morning this morning. It's a beautiful morning, just a nice 1 foot roll. We got really nice watercolor. It's kind of a greenish color. Really perfect scenario. Mid 50s this morning for water temp, but we had a really good morning. I think we ended up with 6 or 7 fish, missed a couple bites. It was a ton of fun. So let's take a look at kind of what we were doing. So what we were fishing primarily was our inline weight rods here, using the 1/4 ounce sinkers like we got right there, and we were using those anywhere from 25 to 35 feet behind the planer board. And primarily everything today for us was on salmon candy spoons, either in the minis or the standards, and everything was gold. So Steely Candy took a bite or two today. That one worked. Let's see what else we got here. I think the hottest one of the day probably was, well, I don't know. We had a smorgasbord of bites for sure. Mountain Dew Stud, I think, took one fish. Might have missed one as well. On an inline sinker. I'd say probably the hottest overall bait was probably Wonder Wolverine. We had some cloud cover kind of this morning. Now it's nice and bright and sunny, but this was definitely took a couple hits in a row there on an inline rod. And then, as I said before, slide divers. I like the mini slide divers, preferably for this real shallow water stuff. So here's a mini slide diver. The reason I like the mini slide divers is because we're only in that 10-15 foot range, so it allows you to just get away from the boat a little bit more, because this doesn't have as much surface area as the bigger slide diver. And we have that on a 4 setting, as I like to call it, the edge of the weight, so it planes out real far. And this one took our biggest fish of the day. That was on a standard Orange Crush salmon candy spoon, standard size gold back Orange Crush. A couple of the other baits that took hits today were the Swamp Melon on a gold blank mini on an inline rod. And on the other slide diver, our last fish came on, we just switched it out too. Our last fish came on a UVPK special. I mean, we didn't have that on maybe a half hour, and it took a nice fish. And then on Clark's side, he had a 1 color out on the outside just to try that with an Orange Jeans. That was the only silver bite we had today. But that was a nice Orange Jeans mini salmon candy spoon, only silverback bite of the day. I would suggest, if you get an opportunity, get out here. Beautiful morning, beautiful day on Lake Michigan. Fishing is pretty darn good as far as I can tell, up and down the entire shoreline for cohos and browns. But the big thing is, we're advanced in time of year here. As I said, it's April 7th. Normally the water temp would be 38 to 40 degrees. We had 45 degrees this morning right off the bat, without even the sun beating on it. So with the sun out now and it's supposed to be in the upper 50s today, I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at 47, 48 by noon today. So beautiful day. Get out there, enjoy some weather, and don't leave your salmon candy spoons at home. Good luck fishing.